Hey, it's Brent Richard. This is just a quick overview of a sound effect I made for Masquerader Z. So first I have a bunch of mech layers for the character's movement, and I'm just going to go through them one by one without any processing. Alright, so that sequence is a good starting point. On the individual level, each track has saturation and some pretty heavy parallel compression, and I did that to bring up all the low-level details. In this case, for this particular section, I'm not too worried about transients. So here's what it sounds like with all of the individual processing. And then on the bus level, we have a lot going on here. So first there is some compression, just to get the whole thing kind of moving as one. Then we have classic R bass to get some low harmonic stuff going on. Using a transient shaper here and pulling the sustain out of the low end, just to keep it very tight and under control. Then it runs through a ring mod, and I'm automating the frequency here so you can see it crank up as the sound moves forward. And that part is super important for getting that sort of over-the-top anime sound. And that runs into a frequency shifter, and that is automating the frequency in exactly the same way as before. It's just another way of getting that very over-the-top anime shimmery synthy thing. And then that goes through a snap heap preset, and it's basically a formant filter. It's mixed really, really low. And then that goes through some more soft clipping. Just another way of making it really dense and kind of glued together. So all of the effects on the bus together sounds like this. One thing that I forgot to mention is that I took this entire mech sequence and I ran that through Tonsturm Traveler. And that gave me a really nice lead-in kind of whoosh sound for the very beginning of the sound and for when he draws his weapon. Next, I did the actual firing of the weapon, and these are the unprocessed layers that I used. So the individual processing is just some really heavy transient shaping with the attack turned all the way up. And then that goes into a soft clipper. I also left out the parallel compression for this part because what that's good for is giving you body and sustain and low-level detail. But for this particular part, we are focusing on big, punchy transients. And then on the bus level, we are doing a lot of the same stuff. Just automation on a frequency shifter and on a ring mod. And then that part gets clipped like really hard. And altogether, that sounds like this. And then on the bus, a lot of the same kind of processing. I have everything kind of moving together with some glue compression. Then I have a gate, which I do not hear sound designers talk about enough. It's just a good way to get things really tight and snappy and controlled. And that is just one way to do it. Then pulling sustain out of the low end again, just to make sure everything is very well controlled. And that goes through some clipping and a final limiter, and that's it.